this is a different to the previous class. This class, on the contrary, is actually for the freshmen, and we use this class as a screening class. So lots of students, when they are read the news, some teenagers create a website or create a phone app and sells for millions of dollars. So they thought they want to do the computer science major. They want to be rich in a short time, right? While they are still in teenager. So they claim themselves as a computer science major. And however, our experience showed that not all of them are actually, a computer science students. So we try to use this class as our screening class. So basically, this class is a very, very fundamental mathematics class that's required for almost all the other computer science majors. So considering that, therefore, I was trying my best to give the students to a different material to cover them, because we know students have different style to learn. Some people are just learn by seeing. Some people learn by hearing. Some students learn by doing things, right? So I try to incorporate them together. So therefore, on my online class, I have majorly two components. One is on the Blackboard side, which includes lots of videos. On the other side, I have I developed a website that includes all of the text material. So here I'm going to show you the online side on the Blackboard side. And the Blackboard side, we have a start here, then we have announcement, then we have weekly units. I break down the whole content as weekly units. Later we're going to see, and then assignments, exams, and also have the past exam, because lots of students are afraid of taking math exam. So to get rid of the exam anxiety, I posted some of the past exams, even with solutions. So if they want to prepare themselves, they can take those exams and do those things and compare with the others. I also have check grades. So the first button is start here. Basically, we have the whole content right here. You will find we have the introduction of this class. We show how the students will use the website and how do they use our online site. So this is for introduction, and I tape it myself. So I use my own tape. I don't use the online ones. Number one is for copyright issue. Number two is I want students see my face, see my teaching style, because they're going to, number one, they're going to see me later. Number two, more important, I think they may feel a little bit more engagement when their professor is teaching them instead of we're using some other material. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's a bad idea to use others, because we can always share the content. So it's just me. Then I have the syllabus posted here. It's and also schedule. So if you click that, it's going to pop up a document, a Word document. And in this syllabus, we have I list the objectives with the with our school. I don't I don't find this in this version. Probably I'll update a newer version. That another reason we want to do the alignment of the goals from our class to the College of Business, also to the ACM curriculum. Probably you know what's ACM, right? I think you. We want to later get accredited for our program, so that's why we started to align our objectives with the ACM's curriculum. And then we have the schedule. Schedules is very much similar as the weekly units. So schedule is it's also a Word document. So I first introduce what are the units, and for every week, what the units we're supposed to cover, and then what the homeworks are there. So that's an overview. The next one, in the Blackboard, we actually showed the actual units, what are the content. So let's go back to the class. And then like a syllabus overview, and also content online introduce about our website. And those videos we thanks Alex and Yuhan, they put a lot of work, helped me to build this the videos. We upload it to a website, and we don't want to open to public. We want to only our students can use it. So we have the password. A password is required to view those video content. So if you type the password, what's the password by the way?
It's written right there.
Right underneath.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah.
You can just copy and paste.
Yeah. Watch. Mm-hmm. So
here's the syllabus.
So that's basically it's me. I'm talking about the whole syllabus, and for the later we're going to see for all the content. This is the website. We're talking about a website. So since we're talking about a website, I'll show you what's the website look like. So we built a website for this class as well. And this website, first of all, I think the most useful content is the table of contents for the students. So here you're going to see all the content that we are required for the class. For each topic, we have the let's just, for example, click one of them. For example, truth table. We introduce what's the subject we're going to learn. So students have a very clear idea, okay, this topic is all about the truth table. And then we start to introduce what the truth table and the sample truth tables. And then we give some examples. Then we will start to have online tests. It's outdated Java version, depends on browser. Later I have a special, I record a video to show them how to solve this technical issues of the plugin not supported the issue. So it's in a class. It's a short video. So if they watch that, they follow the steps, they're gonna solve it. They're gonna shoot. So this is for the website. And we also have some exercises for the website. But more importantly, I think we can find a list of definitions, because this is a mathematics class. We may have lots of definitions. So we have I put them all together, and also have a list of index of all the terms. So if they get lost, they can always go back to check those content, and that will directly link to the real website. So they will review those concepts. So that's the index. Yeah, that's about the website. And this website has been built for years, and we are still updating the content to make sure it's up to date. So far, it's worked very well. So let's go back to the Blackboard. And then I have an announcement. And for announcement, lots of times when we teach this class, we normally have 2 sessions or even more than 2 sessions. I have one online class, one is a live class. So, and the 2 sessions normally it's assigned to one instructor. So that's give me an advantage that when I tell students, if you are lost at some point and you know our schedule, if you feel have hard time to follow up, you can always sit in our live class to catch up. So that's why I give them a announcement of the live class. So where it's located and what the time is. And it's not very surprised. The first few weeks, my class is filled with students, and they don't have the seats. What they do is they go to the next classroom and steal some seats and put it on the aisle, empty space. And the other students who are in a live class, they feel pressure. They were like, if I don't attend this class, my seats will be taken. So they try to attend the class. So that's a and then we come to the weekly units. For weekly units, I put roughly about 25 units, and for every units, I introduce the to-do lists. We have a to-do list, and also the lecture videos. If you again for the lecture videos, you have the password. So I use both slides and the document camera to do the illustration, to introduce what's the concept. So that's the slides. This one is mainly for the PowerPoint. Later I'll show you some other ones. I actually write on the document camera. That works pretty well. I'll also post the slides there, and here you go. That's a proposition. That's too loud, right?
So with this statement, let's take note of this one.
While I give lecture, I try to use multiple colors, the multiple color pen, so to show them the differences and to highlight some concepts. So. And also in the class, I try to solve some of their homeworks, because lots of times you will see, especially in mathematics class, you will find they complain, what you teach in class do not reflect in my homework, right? You give me a brand new set of questions, it's very hard to solve them. So I try to avoid that kind of comments. So I use the assignments as examples to teach in the class. I don't solve all of them, but I solve the similar ones. So if they see, okay, they should know how to solve the question, and then if just to change some numbers or change some formulas, then they get the answer. So I try to use that way to teach them to solve the homeworks. So like this one is assignment 1, problem 2C. I use that as example to show them. This is for the units, and for some units I do have assignments. I put the assignments into one place, like A1, A2 till A12. Earlier I put the assignments in every unit, so it's like you do this, and then you got to do assignments. Then some students say, it's hard to keep track where the assignments located. So I say, okay, then we put all the assignments in one folder. That probably is better, because some students, they are a little bit advanced than other students, more advanced than other students. They just want to directly jump to assignments, do that. So that's assignments. I put all the assignments as Blackboard assignments, so they can submit electronically, so they don't have to hand me a hard copy because this is online class. And lots of students they prefer write on the paper because this is a mathematics class. So they actually, but the most good thing is most of the students have a smartphone. So what they do is take a picture on their smartphone and then save as a picture attachment. So that's fine with me. I mean, I don't have any problem with that. And for the solutions, I posted the videos as a solution. And sometimes I also give for example, this one.
Okay, started now.
You're recording.
Okay.
Oh, that's Ash. Sorry, Ashley. So I solve it instead of just give them a piece of paper. Hey, that's the answer. They probably don't get it. So I try to walk through them step by step, how to solve them. And I also use different colors to mark those the concepts. And so I think this worked pretty well too. Oh.
Okay, started now.
You're
Let's see, we're in the weekly units. Okay, let's talk about exams because lots of times it's very hard to make online exam and make sure they don't cheat and make sure you assess the how they learn. So what I do is I make it all online exams. I just use my own words to do all the solutions of the homeworks, and I turn them all into true/false questions. So I make it open book exam. They cannot find any answer for my question because I'm not a native speaker. I don't use exactly same words the textbook use. So most likely they're not going to find the same wording on the internet, even they have the help of Google. And it's all true false question. And I make it very, very tricky. You have to get that simple thing, the small differences of concepts to answer it correct. So some students say, oh, your question is so tricky. I thought I got this one, it's actually this. I'd rather toss a coin instead of, read the content. So they ask me, are you allowed to bring a calculator? Yes, yes. Are you allowed to bring are you allowed to use Google? I say yes. Then the last question is, are you allowed to bring a coin? I say yes too. Yeah, so that's because all true false questions. So for my exams, it's about 60 question and roughly about 75 minutes. Sometimes 50 questions and sometimes 60 questions. So if they are searching some answers, they may not be able to finish the rest of the questions. So that gives them a little bit of pressure too. It's basically you got to solve every true false in 1 minute, roughly. So that's my strategy to do the online. And for the exams, I do give them a review class. I also put some tips to do this, and to learn more about solving the common student test issue, we give a link to show them, because sometimes I do receive some emails from students. Okay. Yeah, I'll wrap up. Sure. Okay. They claim that while they are doing the online exam, the internet is not connected, so everything is lost. So Alex and Yuhan sent me a nice document to solve that kind of technical issues. So we basically have very, very good. So far, I don't hear any complaints about this. And if that does happen, I do give them a exception. I do allow them to take it again, because the question is randomly drawn, so it's randomly drawn. So I think it should be okay. Okay, that will be most of my content. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Thank you very much. Any questions for Dr. Yan before we move on?
Yeah.
How did you choose Vimeo over, let's say, YouTube or Panopto?
That's a very good question. We had a conversation with Alex and Yuhan before. YouTube do not allow you to use the password to protect your content. Well, Vimeo do give you the password. That's one reason. Number two is I feel like probably that's a major reason. Okay.
Can I ask one?
you.
Yeah.
How do you verify that the student, Peter Johnson is actually taking the test and not someone who is coming on his behalf to help him?
Actually, this is a good question. I have no way to
Okay.
protect that. If we have to do that, then we have to install make sure every student has a webcam, and then we got to monitor it. So far, we don't have that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yan.
Thank you.